All right, guys. So we're gonna do um, we're gonna try doing some how to say research today, and We're gonna try learning a little bit by IPFS. So we've been doing local storage how to say projects to try to understand JavaScript, and yes, that is still our goal to be able to how to say understand it. And now we just want to go deeper to kind of trying to harness some kind of background, kind of how to say um, background source that we're gonna want to try to build on top of. So as you know, excuse me, that most of the web is built on top of computers, right? So we're going to try to just learn a little bit about IPFS, because the IPFS, they say you can build it, and it's a very nice incentive to put your files on there and stuff like that. All right, so let's figure this out. Okay. All right, so let's do this. Okay. What are the basic beginner projects that by doing them you will know IPFS basic? And we've been doing some spiritual stuff also. However, we want to kind of do both. Today's the start of the next week over here. All right. Concept IPFS add. Okay. So we got a Linode server over here. Um, let's see what this guy is real quick. Just ask us a question. You're not the only one hosting that content. Okay. Control C. All right. So all right. So let's just try to we're gonna try to go back. CD. Tally counter. There's a bunch of random stuff over here. Alright, so IPFS add. What are the prerequisites for making IPFS though? Command. Alright, so we know we gotta do IPFS add. wget. wget. Let's release our Linux Mac. Okay, so we're gonna try getting this guy over here. So we're just trying to install it. Oops. Copy. Paste. Alright, so get. Alright, so let's let's ask this guy real quick. What's all this random stuff popping up over here? What's all this stuff over here? That's crazy. People are trying to like literally spam the server. It's crazy. How to see your password? if you forgot your password, how to check? Okay. Sudo. Just check though. Reset. Because as you remember without revealing it, sudo -k how to put your it's right. Seems like it's the same guy all the time. This guy seems different. All right. PowerShell. All right, let's go. SSH. We're gonna try going root at 172.235.63.125. Okay, let's try to do this. Hey, let's go. Alright. Alright, so alright, we're in. Now we're gonna try doing this wget guy. Waiting response. So let's see. Okay, it seems like it did the oops. Now we want to go tar x vz f go IPFS. All right. All right, so it made the cd go IPFS. All right, so now sudo bash install .sh. All right, so got this install as sh. That's interesting. Thanks for sharing. It's clear that the install.sh script is failing because it cannot find the IPFS binary inside your Go IPFS folder. Download and extract the correct release. What the heck? Alright, fine. Let's go back. So we're gonna do remove, go. Okay, we want to remove there, go. Remove there. How to remove there in the Linux. Remove there, alright. Remove there, go IPFS, alright. What? Not empty. That's funny. Alright. So, alright, so we want to do remove recursive. Go recursive. That's crazy. Invalid option. Remove. Alright, this guy. Alright. What did we do wrong? Remove. Oh, there you go. Because we did remove there. Alright, fine. Alright, fine. Alright, so remove R go. Alright. So now we want to download it again. So we're gonna get start from scratch. CD. Okay. We want to go to documents now. Documents. Emulation. Alright, make dir IPFS. Alright, so let's do this. We want to get CD PFS. We want to get this guy. Alright. Then we want to go tar. Go. What the heck? X V Z F. Go IPFS. Alright, let's do this. Alright, now that it seems like it's extracting this thing over here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do CD go IPFS. Alright, so now we're in, and now we want to do LSL. Alright. Should see a file. Alright, so alright, so you should see a file named IPFS. Alright, so this should be good. Sudo bash install. Oops. sh. Alright. All right. So it should work. Okay, fine. It should work now. Okay. IPFS version. All right. All right. So we installed IPFS client. Seemingly this is the IPFS client. Okay. This is the IPFS client. No. This thing IPFS version. Yes. When you run IPFS -- version, you're checking the version of the IPFS command line client. Alright. So I want to try it. Start your node. Alright. When you run your node though, isn't it going to take up a bunch of upload speed from your internet though? Great question. And yes, that is something to think about. When you run IPFS daemon, does it use upload bandwidth? Yeah, but not automatically a huge amount. How much can it use? Alright. So you could start you could start getting money by running a node. No? Excellent question. And you're touching on the core idea of decentralized network. Yes. Not just writing a basic IPFS node. Filecoin, yes. You get paid in Filecoin, so dating reliably. Filecoin is IPFS process. Says though no. So Filecoin is not the same as IPFS, but they're closely related. They're both created by protocols, and Filecoin is built with IPFS. Filecoin is a blockchain-powered storage marketplace. IPFS is a peer-to-peer file system. IPFS is a peer-to-peer file system. They are like siblings. IPFS helps you distribute content across the internet. Filecoin helps you pay or get paid to store that content reliably long term. Filecoin uses the same content ID hashes as IPFS, but Filecoin. Alright. Say file 5S. You could share files with anybody. You will guarantee storage of this file and pay for this file and pay someone else to keep it. Alright. Purpose, your files, peer. Okay. So what does it mean to host a node on your system then? 10. Great follow-up. To host a node on your system means you're running a piece of the network software that connects your machine to a decentralized network. When you host an IPFS node, you're on IPFS daemon. This is the following: connects to peers, joins the global IPFS network. It's like being a mini server. When your computer is acting like a tiny server on a IPFS node, When you create a node though, what does it do to others though? Got a question. When you create and run an IPFS node, what exactly does that do to or for others on the network? Let's break it down clearly. What happens to other people when you run a node? Your node becomes one more peer in the IPFS swarm. This can help others, but only in a specific limited way. Here's what it does. Your node becomes discoverable. Other IPFS nodes may find your node via the DHT distributed hash and peer discovery. You are now a reachable participant. Other peers can connect to you if needed. Okay, fine. So people can see what you post. Yes. Alright. Let's see this thing. Alright. This is like the via the DH. Alright. How big is this thing? Excuse me. Great question. After spoke of the central network, map CIDs, content depends on size. The number of IP PFS nodes, the number they announce. They made content. Dang. So it's huge. On terms of storage, even to be. So is there ways to see this thing? Swarm peers. This is like browsing a feed, no? Brilliant intuition. DHC is big because so you can actually see the actual files though that they post. Yes, you can actually see the full files someone posts as long as you have the CID content ID. When someone adds the file to a post, they get has that ID can so it's like a public and private key. You're absolutely right on point. IPFS, they are kind of like public keys, but not exactly. CD is like a private key. And yes, in some ways, CD is like a public key to a file. Because anyone who has it can access the content. But no one can guess it. CD equals content identifier hash. It's a hash like fingerprint of your file. If the file changes, even by 1 byte, it gets a totally different ID. You don't generate a content ID itself. Wouldn't you say it's more like a private key though? Oh, now you're digging deep. And I love this question. Psh, this guy's awesome. You guys are looking at this over here and possibly like, wow, this is cool. Comment down below, you guys, what you guys think. Let's go slow and clear. A CD is actually more like a public key than a private key. But it makes sense why you'd ask it's like a private key. Why you might think it's a private key? You're possibly thinking, only someone who has this CID can access the file. The CID sometimes CID seems secret and people can't guess it. That feels private. You're totally right that the CID gives access, and without it, no one can find the file. So in that way, it's like a private link to access. But why is a CID more technically like a public link? Public key characteristic. See, you share the CID to give access. Public key you share freely. It's derived from data. Hash content itself verifies what a private key does that a CID doesn't. Can sign or encrypt things. Excuse me. CID doesn't do any signing. CID doesn't prove who added it, and CID gives access to everyone. CID can be secret, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, what basic projects would you have to do in order to understand CID? Excellent question. All right. If you want to understand CID content identifiers deeply, not just what they are, but how they work and why they're powerful, you can get there by doing small projects for focus. Although projects that by doing them you would understand CIDs indirectly as a default though of doing those basic projects though. Yes, you're asking for a real useful thing. All right. Excuse me. Project 1. Share a file with friend using IPFS. Send them the CID. You learn without trying. CIDs are required to retrieve anything. You can't guess them. Alright, so IPFS. Alright, so let's try this. So we gotta get this guy. So, alright, IPFS. Alright, we're gonna do this thing. Alright, so say we want to do this. What we want to do is okay, we want to get out of here. Make dir test. Okay, so we're gonna do this thing. Alright, IPFS. Alright, we're gonna make a text file. We're gonna make cat. We're gonna make test.text. Alright, so we're gonna make a basic text file over here, and we're gonna say hello world. Hello world. Alright, and we're gonna do Control D, clear, ls. Alright, so we got this guy over here. We put some stuff over there. Test.text. Alright, nice. Alright, so we got some stuff in the text. What we're gonna do IPFS add test.text. Oh, we gotta do it in it. Alright. Okay, IPFS init, peer identity, initializing node at IPFS. Alright, so hopefully this works. Alright, what we're gonna do, IPFS add test.text. Alright, so okay. Peer identity. Alright, seems like something was added over here. Alright, let's see what this guy says. So that seems like that was the ID. Alright, IPFS. This is your node's cryptographic identity. Start your node. Alright, let's see what this guy says. Added. Alright, so that seems like that is. Alright, that seems like that's the unique hash. Want to view it? IPFS. Alright, let's go see if this works. pfs.io. Hopefully it will go a little quicker. Super slow, no? Yes, you're totally right. The spinning bar means it's trying to refresh. Alright, gateway timeout. Or forever. You added the file locally, but you shut down your node. IPFS daemon isn't running. Alright, IPFS so you need IPFS daemon to send to your friend. No. Exactly. That was a ping service. How much resources is running the daemon going to take though? Great question. Running IPFS daemon does use resources, but the exact amount depends on network. Alright. Realistic usage to just idle. If you don't add new files, alright. Idle. Alright, let's see. How many basic projects like before that we were talking about would you have to do in order to understand IPFS daemon? Perfect follow-up. How many basic beginner projects works even without the daemon? Alright, so IPFS add file without the daemon, local repo, project 2, try accessing. Alright, so that doesn't work. You learn you can't serve your content unless the daemon is running. Object 2, run IPFS daemon, then retry. reload that CD in your browser. Alright, fine, let's try running IPFS daemon. Daemon. IPFS daemon. Alright, so a bunch of text is, how do I say, popping up over here. Alright, let's try to get this guy. Oops. Daemon is ready. Added. Alright, let's try to see if it works. Alright, we got HTTP. Alright. Gateway took too long to fetch the content. Alrighty. Yeah. Alright. Let's try to see. Here's our content. What's going on? That's your local. Open it. Okay. This is on another server, by the way. This is on an SSH remote device, by the way. Alright, so this is a remote machine that we're connecting to over here. Can host pin serve local globally, for example, but localhost ports only work on the server, for example. Web GUI. Want to host a website on. Okay, so hold up. What are you talking about? Alright, guys, slow it down. What just happened? You wrote IPFS daemon, but you're doing it on a remote computer. That remote computer is now 24/7 on, hosting files via IPFS. The problem when it says that means you can't open a browser on that server. Solution port forwarding. Alright, man, hold up. Let's just cancel this guy over here. Clear. Alright, so I'll try port forwarding. How about just looking what ports are already open on the machine? No? Yes, you can definitely check. Alright. Sudo SSH. Sudo just SS. Alright. Server. What's missing? Alright, want to make the IPFS gateway public. Edit IPFS config. Alright, let's do this guy. IPFS. Restore IPFS. IPFS daemon. Open port. Let's see if it works. What's the public IP though? Define public IP. Alright. Alright. Curl. We added that, by the way, to the background. ipconfig.me. Alright, so maybe this is the, what's it called? IPv6 IP. However, we could be wrong over here. We could be wrong. Let's see. Great. Yeah, let's go. IPv6. You can now share files over. Alright. How to see your SID though. Alright, add text. Alright, so we got this guy. How to see if it was added already though. Check if file was added to the IPFS. You don't really you just want to check. Alright, you just want to check the file. That's exactly what we want to do. Just want to check. Alright, so check if CD is already pinned. So this is what we want to check. Alright, so let's see. Perfect. That confirms everything. Alright, so this is what we want to do. Thank you so much. Look how nicely it adds this to the text over here. Alright, let's go. Da, 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 da. This is still taking so long. Alright, let's go. Dang it. Maybe it's not open to public. Alright, there you go. Alright, let's see. That's weird. IPFS daemon. If it says, yeah, that's exactly what it says. You need to set it to alright, let's see. Excuse me. You're so close. Step by step. Alright, so we're just copying and pasting over here, which is okay for now. Daemon is ready. Alright, maybe this is something better. Looking for. Alright, let's see if this works. let's go. Alright, guys. This is a step closer to liberty, possibly, with God's help. Right? Like we say, the true liberty is with God. We have to do that. We have to learn God's Torah. That's when we actually become free. That's actually what it says in the Zohar, by the way. It says, Cheruta, like the Torah is real freedom. You know, real freedom is with the Torah. Anyway, you guys, we've been learning a little bit of IPFS today. It seems like we got our thing to pop up on the internet. With IPv6, this is a totally different way of accessing the internet. It's totally different than before. Anyway, it's not IPv4, it's IPv6. Really cool. So with God's help, we'll be with you guys in the next video. And wish you guys good success. And we'll see you guys later. Alright, peace.